Welcome to another edition of Motivational Sundays with Kevin and friends. And boy, am I so lucky as the clocks just rolled back. My good friends still showed up. You always know who your friends are when it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Instead of asking what's wrong, they're knocking on your door, said, came in to check on you. I could depend on Anne Marie, my co-host, Curtis Battles, the voice of our show, Otis Spencer, and Dr. Breakthrough. I'm going to tell you, if you have not seen this show, there's an acronym for November that he's going to share with you today. So this show was originally created from the more than 300 motivational quotes I had created for the contents of my books. I was always curious when I talked to my friends, the people on this panel, of how quotes landed on them. Were there conversations to be had, or were there words that just laid there on the table? So we got together and we meet every Sunday, no matter what the clocks roll forward or backwards, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of us brings a quote, and based on our interpretation and perspective, we talk about that quote. So hopefully, for those of you that are just tuning in, I hope you enjoy Motivational Sundays with Kevin and friends, and you are one of our new friends. Thank you for listening. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the voice of our show, Mr. Otis Spencer, better known to us as the voice. Will you deliver the quote for us today, brother?
Rising, everyone. Happy Sunday. Today's quote: only a few have the ability to champion our healing. I hope when you look in the mirror, you realize that you are one of them.
All right, all right. Oh, that's a deep quote. There's so much going on today in this world. It is November 2nd. Monday is going to change for a lot of people, and I pray for you, and we stand united together. For those of you struggling, we will pray. God will deliver us. So, Mr. Curtis Battles, all right, this quote, only a few have the ability to champion our healing. And I hope when you look in the mirror that you're one of them. How's this quote land on you?
Well, happy Sunday to all. I'm so glad to see all the smiling faces here and those that are joining us on the network. This quote for me is about how you outreach and support other folks around you, how you can be that light in the world for those that are going through a dark time. Um, I can think of a particular instance. There's a colleague of mine who has had a kidney disease from, childhood, and now he's at a point where he needs a kidney transplant. And there was one lined up, but then something happened with the donor, so it didn't go through. And his kidney function has gone from 100% down to about 8%. So he was just on my mind and on my heart yesterday. And so, it's about reaching out and being that little voice that says it's going to be okay. I don't know exactly how it is going to be there, but with us all pulling together and us all caring about one another. So I do look in the mirror and see myself as one of those people that can champion healing as the other folks here on with us this morning. And we do it all in our own different ways. Sometimes it's through biblical passages, sometimes it's through just a gentle word, and it could be the person who's giving you your coffee, who just looks like they're having a bad day, and you say, "How you doing?" So it's those little things that you do and that we do that make a difference because you just never know how powerful those words are that you have that you're sharing with someone else is going to make that is the special difference they needed in their life at that one moment. So that is how this quote landed on me.
It's amazing the way you say that. We take for granted. We show up every single day, the best version of ourselves in that moment. But what makes it special is when we show up as a better version of ourselves for someone else. So I appreciate that share. Um, so I'm going to make it real quick. I can't wait to hear the acronym for November. Dr. Breakthrough has a new book coming out. He's got a couple of workshops coming up, and he's introduced me to so many wonderful people. I'm curious. I can't wait to see how this quote lands on him. Dr. Breakthrough, Brother Stan, Dr. Stan Harris. How does this quote land on you. Stand up. Wait a minute, Joe. People, wait up. He may break a brick for you too. All right, be careful.
What do you want to give that quote again?
Go ahead, Otis.
We can do that. Only a few have the ability to champion our healing. I hope when you look in the mirror that you realize that you are one of them.
Wow. And when I think of that quote, I think of that's really what you have been doing, Kevin, and Kevin and friends, for somebody out there, for many somebodies, tuning in on the Sunday, hearing different perspective of powerful words from a positive light oftentimes makes a difference in their life. And so one of my quotes that I have is it oftentimes takes one person, one decision, one action to change your life forever. You are that person. You must decide and you must take action. So when we recognize the power that people have to influence us for good, but as the quote says, don't forget you have that power. And that's what's amazing. And the amazing thing is when I was awakened to that and brought that to my attention and then started empowering other people. You see, a lot of people are sitting around waiting for somebody to save them, and they don't even understand that God already put in them all they need to save themselves. And the man, 38 years. For 38 years, he sat at that pool waiting for somebody, that troubling of the water. The angel would trouble the water, and then the first one to get in. So he was looking for somebody. And he said, I have nobody to put me in the water. And he didn't realize it wasn't the water he needed. He just needed the belief. And when the Savior got done talking to him, as a matter of fact, he said, what would you like? And the guy literally, he said, but sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in. That's not what I asked you. Right? So he was so into his excuses. He was so into what, quote unquote, he didn't have. And he didn't realize what he needed was, he was the one that was needed. And so he was able to take up his bed and walk. He didn't need the angel, didn't need somebody to put him into the water. He just needed to get up and walk. And so for someone listening to us today, I think one of the things that's going to really hit you is that you have to yourself learn to initiate or at least participate in your own rescue, especially for this month of November. So my acronym for November, by the way, November is the only month that has the word no in it and actually starts with the word no. So what I found out is we have to learn to say no to the lower things, to say yes to the higher things. And so November stands for No's Open Valuable, Empowering Moments, Breakthroughs, Encouragement, Renewal. Again, No's Open Valuable, Empowering Moments, Breakthroughs, Encouragement, Renewal. And then my wife, my ABCD Adorable Brown Caramel Delight, we were talking yesterday, and I was going over my declaration, my acronym, and she said, well, baby, what about this? And we started working on another one together. So now I got a second November acronym, and you better know the second one's better than the first one because the second one is my A, B, C, D, and myself. And it reads this way: nurture, only, valuable, empowering, monetizable, breakthrough encounters repeatedly. Nurture only, valuable, empowering, or monetizable breakthroughs or breakthrough encounters repeatedly. In other words, even what we're doing now, if Kevin wanted to, he could monetize this because there's somebody somewhere that was like, you know what, this is full of breakthroughs, this is full of positivity, and people would be willing to actually purchase something like this. So folks, I hope you appreciate you're getting it free. All you do is pay your time, and I know you're getting a whole lot more than you bargained for. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Kevin, for allowing us to be part of this, where we can all realize that we are here partly for someone else's rescue, but also for our own. God bless you.
And thank you for enlightening me and to our listeners and fans. I will be attaching Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal.
Come on.
And you can thank Dr. Stan. We're working on getting sponsors for this show. We had a network from Atlanta wanting to move this show into the next level, but we had the writer's strike and we haven't heard back from them. So maybe they're listening to this and they'll pop up and so forth. But I will tell you in 2026, December 6th, when we go live on a Royal Caribbean cruise, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to want to be part of Motivational Sundays. And we may do it on a Monday or Tuesday, whatever. But when they get a chance to shake your hand and see Curtis, Dr. Breakthrough, Otis, Naheem, Larnez, Anne Marie, Danielle, and all the people that made this show so wonderful, there will be a change in how they do this show. So we'll have a sponsor that will come aboard here. So we don't have a house full today, but we are full of great knowledge, wisdom, and love and passion on here. And each and every individual on here has sacrificed a little something on there. So these are my champions. These are my people that are here. And the one thing I can always say about this, no matter how uncomfortable the conversation may be, I can depend on each and every last one of these people to be truthful with me. And that's hard to have a conversation with someone that says something that may be heavy on your heart, but you know it's true. And I just sit there and listen. All right, we don't debate. And I have all these people I can depend on. I don't have, Stan hits me up every single Sunday after we've been on and shares a little something. Curtis, I owe you a phone call because, we've been working on this cruise, so I got to do this. But my hours have been late, and I didn't want to take you away from your caramel delight in the middle of the night. All right. Otis, I'm just going to call you because I love to hear your voice. So, with that said, before Anne Marie gives her share and Otis and myself close up the show, would you, for our listeners, one more time, in that smooth, silky voice of yours? Hey, and by the way, Hollywood, how come you guys have not hired Otis yet? I'm talking to you. All right. Go ahead, Otis. Do your thing.
A few have the ability to champion our healing. I hope when you look in the mirror that you are one of them.
Grand rising, everyone. It's just a beautiful Sunday, especially this time of the year. One of the things I think about and want to start with is just pain, just pain, because there are two types of pain. There's chronic pain and there's acute pain. Acute pain is a sudden onset. Something just hurts in your body. Chronic pain is this malaise that just stays there for a while. And this chronic pain, you live with it every day, you brush it off, you say it doesn't matter until it leads to something called like silent burnout. And when you operate and you're thriving in silent burnout, you start to miss the joy in your life. You start to miss the happiness. You start to miss the why in your life because you're living on perpetual survival. The quote hit me because I think about how we need to change our energy and the healing we are looking for. I believe that mind, body, and soul are connected. To be truthful, I know we're supposed to start those words supposed to. Mm. There's a feeling or a belief. Start your day with prayer. But have you ever come to a place in your life where you don't even know what words to pray? We know the Holy Spirit can imbue and impart the words to pray, but I would like to share a different tip, and that is start with the body first. Because with the body, once you get moving, you can put that on autopilot. When you get up and you start stretching and you start walking, or whatever your jam is, when you go and you move physically, it releases all those hormones and endorphins and all those words I can't pronounce. But your body reacts and it clears blockages. And when that happens, then you can move into a state of prayer. And then you said, yes, that's what I need to do to heal myself. Yes, that's what I need to pray on. Yes, I remember that story from all those Bible readings and Bible teachings. And to bring the last part of it in is the mind, because the mind is the big rock. That's the toughest part, to shift that mind in terms of your thinking. And with that, for your transformation, there's the letting go. Have to let go that not everybody understands your journey. Not everybody's going to understand what you need to do to heal. They might be helpful, they might have good intentions, but only you know when you look in the mirror what it is that you need. Only you know what it is that you can do for yourself that is going to soothe that balm. You need the balm to soothe that wound that's in there. And I would close with the sense that when you shift your mindset, a friend of mine, Jackie Johnson, she shared this with me. She shared this theme in terms of play your music. Now, what in the world does play your music mean? Play your music means do what brings you joy. To the people of Jamaica who have gone through this horrific weather catastrophe, and to hear the music that comes out of Jamaica, even in spite of the catastrophe, play your music. For us who are going through in this country, people are now going hungry because their benefits. Play your music anyway. Go partner with someone. Go become neighbors to one another. Go talk to your neighbor. Go borrow that cup of sugar. Be neighborly once more. Play your music. Find your jam. Reach out to one another. One love. That's how the quote hits me. One love.
You know something? I sit there and watch Brother Curtis, Brother Otis, and Brother Doctor Breakthrough as you were speaking. This was one of those moments, how your parents would say something. I know my grandmother, when she was getting on me, she always, as she started to rev up, all of a sudden she'd go, That was one of those moments. Each brother leaned in as she was speaking. And I'm going to tell you, the message was clear. Play your music. Play your music. All right. We should all have a theme song when we walk into the room. I'm just curious what Otis's theme song would be if he walked in there. Play your music. So we've come to that part of the show. Otis, hey, like I said, brother, Larnez ain't here today, but this is hard to follow this one. All right. Thank God. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. So for our listeners, the voice of our show is going to deliver the quote and its interpretation. And I'm going to try to make sure I don't make a fool of myself following all these great inspirational people. I don't have an acronym from November, but I do know the power of no. All right. So, Otis, one more time, brother.
Certainly. Only a few have the ability to champion our healing. I hope when you look in the mirror that you realize that you are one of them. And we don't have to make it that complicated. You could be walking down the street and seeing someone sit on a bench and just to smile and say hello. It could be that lonely person that you made a difference, that, hey, there's somebody out there that can recognize me. Or you're in the supermarket, which at one point in time I did do. You're standing out in the checkout line, and that person didn't have enough money to pay for their groceries. And that you turn over and say, don't worry, I'll take care of that for you. That made a difference in that person's life. And that's how it hit me.
All right. I'm glad that quote landed on you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to that part of the show when I have to sit there and make sense of all this great wisdom that has been imparted on all of us. And I know we are all going through hard times. All right. But like my guests on this show, there are people in this world who carry something special, a light, a strength, a calling to lift other people up, even if their own hearts are heavy. This quote reminds me that only a few have the ability to truly be a champion, to heal, to walk beside others through their pain, not because they have all the answers, but because they have the courage, like my guests on this show, just to care. Play your music, have your own song. To champion our healing means to be more than just a friend. It means more than being just a guide, a listener, a safe place to land. It means being one who stands strong when someone else feels weak, the one who whispers hope when hope seems lost. Only a few of us have this ability. Stan has it, Gilda has it, Chris has it, Naheem has it, Larnez has it, Danielle has it, Anne Marie has it, Curtis Battle has it, and Dr. Breakthrough has it. All right. Um, Not everyone can build this body of work. To heal others, it takes patience, compassion, and understanding. It requires an emotional depth, the ability to feel what others feel, and the wisdom to help to find peace in a place where there's chaos. These people, these healers, walk through quietly, but leave an impact that echoes through the halls of our life. I hope when you look into the mirror and you realize that you're one of them, that this message, what was I going to say? That this message leaves a strong impact and touches your heart in a way that it can be challenged. See yourself clearly. When you look into the mirror, you might see your flaws, your struggles, your doubts. But look closer. You see someone who has endured the storm, like the people in the on the islands, like the people that are going to go hungry this week. Someone who has been broken, and yet chosen to live and love again, to find the strength that's in their heart, to make you one of them. This quote is a deeper message. This quote is just not about healing others. It's about recognizing the power within yourself. And I know I'm going along with this, but I'm thinking, all right, and you guys have pushed that button. It's not all about understanding the pain within your vein. It gives you empathy, wisdom, and purpose. Not only are you just surviving, you are teaching others how to survive. So today, when you stand before the mirror, know this: you are only one of few. That one rare soul that has chosen to be that bright light where there's darkness, that peace where there is pain. And I hope where you are right now that you clear doubt. Be proud of the gift that you have. And I say this to Stan, Otis, Anne Marie, and also Curtis. All right. Protect it, use it, and never forget healing starts with you. Now, this is Kevin. I'm reminding you that healing is not a destination, it's a journey. And if you are in a position to help someone else that can't stand on their own, then be that friend, be that champion, be that healing. When you need someone to lean on, let that be you. Keep believing. My grandfather always says when you get to a place in life that you can help someone else out, it is your duty to do so. And this quote fits that. And he says, reach one, teach one. And we say, what?
And we fade to black.
Make sure you come back.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And until next week, thank you for joining Motivational Sundays with Kevin and Friends. If you like what you heard, go to our YouTube page at RMK Productions and Network. And you can like, subscribe, make a comment, and there is a link that you can actually be a guest on a podcast. So we welcome you as long as you bring something positive. So until next time, we're going to have some exciting quotes. Um, I just want to say, it's hard right now, but someone loves you. This group, we're sending our out love for you. We will be your champions for today. Thank you, my team, my family, my friends, my champions, and we're out.